It's time now for the award-winning #1 local talk show in Northeast Pennsylvania, The Sam Lesante Show. Now here's your host, Sam Lesante.
Well, my friends, thanks for joining us on The Sam Lesante Show. Folks, I have a great show for you today, and it brings back a lot of great memories. But in 1967, something wonderful happened in Luzerne County. We started Luzerne County Community College. And from that point on, things just exploded. So today, I'm going to go back in history a little bit, bring you up to date, and tell you how great not only are we doing in Luzerne County, but how they expanded. I was honored to be on the board many, many years, and also the chairman. And since that, they've just exploded. The president of the college is a person that we were very happy to hire. And that's Thomas P. Leary. And Tom, thanks for coming on the show.
Sam, I'm thrilled to be here. And I want to commend you because you're talking about the history. You were one of the early leaders in getting the college off the ground and making it what it is today.
I remember when I was asked to be on, and they explained the concept of what a community college is. So people understand just exactly what is the concept of the community college.
In 1963, Governor Scranton led the effort to create, through the Community College Act, the community colleges. There were 14 that were created in Pennsylvania. And I give a great deal of credit to the commissioners and the leaders in Luzerne County for creating that opportunity because, as I mentioned, there were 14. The concept behind a community college is it's to provide an opportunity for higher education for everyone, regardless of academic, economic, social background, to give everyone that chance to pursue their dreams and aspirations. So as a result, we have an open door admission policy, the commitment to have the most affordable tuition in higher education, and offer programs that are really tied to the community. In other words, where are the opportunities with respect to professionals, to professions and jobs in Luzerne County and northeastern Pennsylvania? So that obligation that we have requires us to make sure that we stay abreast of all the current economic trends right here at home in our communities.
So that's what the whole concept was, Tom, is that if there was a need in the county, okay, whether it's laborers, plumbers, electricians, etc., we should be able to provide that need at a very affordable rate. Now, is it still broken down as to one-third, one-third, and one-third as far as tuition is concerned?
The funding formula has changed over years. Okay. Approximately 28% in our situation is contributed by the state. Okay. About 13% comes from our sponsor, Luzerne County, which is a generous commitment on the part of the county. The rest comes through with student tuition and grants, federal and state grants that the college is able to receive. Given that funding formula, even though there has been some modifications, as I mentioned earlier, the tuition rate, though, remains, for example, at $134 a credit. That is by far, in terms of comparison with other colleges and universities, students can save anywhere from 50 to 75% of their total cost of their tuition by attending a community college.
And you see, and that's what I thought the great thing was, Tom, the fact that you had families out there that are trying to survive, and it's tough, and their children have the ability, but they could not afford it. And now when the community college opens the doors, okay, they have this opportunity now to learn and to expand in their own personal way.
And in addition to that, absolutely, Sam, and in addition to that, with respect to the tuition being affordable, about 70% of our students receive some form of financial assistance through both federal and state grants, which means that many of our students have that total tuition offset by that assistance they're provided. The other initiative that we've been working on for the last several years, and I give a great deal of gratitude to so many in our community, we have increased our scholarship program by about tenfold in the last 10 years. More and more people are coming forward, contributing monies to support students. And just recently, a few months ago, we held our annual scholarship dinner. About 450 people attended. This is where the individuals who are donating their scholarships are meeting their students and learning about what their dreams are. So this is an opportunity for so many, and I want to send this message out there in the community that if you are looking at a college and you feel that financially that is your biggest challenge, Luzerne County Community College is here to help you with that.
I'm going to go back, folks, when we were talking about the nursing program that we have, we started, and then the culinary program. I mean, those two programs were absolutely second to none, and I'm sure they remain the same, okay? I mean, there's a ton of other opportunities, but I remember those two areas, and people who went in a nursing program, and I'll never forget a couple in Hazleton who couldn't afford to send. A long story short, because we had the community college, we had her in the nursing program, she is now the head of a major nursing program in the state of Pennsylvania. I mean, isn't this credible?
There are so many great stories, and nursing obviously is a primary illustration. Just recently, our students on their first time on the NCLEX test, which is the qualifying test to become a registered nurse after you graduate, they scored at a 93% success rate. Phenomenal. And we were just reaccredited, our nursing program, for an additional 7 years after an evaluation. So I think that is an example of how we are providing for the hospitals, for the entire healthcare system in northeastern Pennsylvania. We're providing them with excellent registered nurses that are staying right here at home and providing the care that we need.
And boy, isn't there a need for them.
Absolutely.
There is a major need for registered nurses in their area. Culinary.
Yes.
Okay, another area which was fantastic, still doing strong. In fact, who was the person who donated a lot of money to the culinary program?
Mr. Joseph Palanini.
That's it. I couldn't think of his name.
The owner of the Grotto Pizza franchise.
Yes.
And Mr. Palanini is such an example of what a community college is all about. Yeah. Someone who worked hard, built his business up, now is giving back to the community. Yeah, we're very proud of the Joseph A. Palanini Culinary Institute. And it serves so many in terms of their professional aspirations. If you want to be a manager in a restaurant, if you want to be a manager in a hotel, if you want to work in the culinary industry, we have a first-rate program. And there are so many out there that are engaged in this profession. And I feel really good when I go out to restaurants and I bump into our graduates who are working there and having a great living.
One of your teachers has a thing up at the Rustic Kitchen. Kim. We had her on our girls show, and she does a great job.
She's terrific. And I'll tell you, in addition to her, she just has a wonderful personality for that industry. You know, and yes, we're very proud of her.
When I remember when we were hiring people at the college, okay, and this is honest to God truth, my friends, we hired based on qualifications, and that was the key. And I know, being a political situation, I would, hire Sam Lesante or hire Tom Leary. I said, well, if Tom comes in top 3 and he's in the county, he got the job. That's what we kept doing. And when you look at your faculty today, okay, and we're going to talk about all these extensions, which really blows my mind. When you look at your faculty today, well qualified, making sure that they are definitely qualified to do the position. Am I correct in saying that?
I would rate our faculty against any other faculty in terms of their ability, their competence, and what they do for the students. This is the key in a community college. You need to have caring people who not only teach, but understand who their students are. And they go beyond the classroom in terms of helping students and guide them to their professional aspirations. But we also, in many of our fields, particularly in the technologies and the trades, we have individuals who are working in that profession. So they're bringing to the classroom actual practical experience. So when we talk about plumbing and heating, if we talk about art, if we talk about the electronics program, whatever field you're endeavoring, you're going to find individuals who are working in the field, who have practical experience, but can communicate that and convey that information to most effectively in the classroom.
When we were looking at filling needs in for the county and what's needed, we had to go out into the community to find out what are the basic needs, and they would say that we need, for example, we need nurses. We need. What is that process today? How are you doing that now?
Well, first of all, I can talk about the assessments we do. I mean, we do constantly. We refresh our studies and to make sure that we have that we're right up to speed on what is needed. But I think one of the most important opportunities you have in life is when you sit down and you talk with people. So, for example, here in Hazleton, I mean, we're engaged with Can Do in terms of what they need for training and how we can deliver that. We're engaged with the Hazleton Area School District to make sure that our programming fits the need. Here at the Hazleton Center, we have an ESL program. We have both a a non-credit and a credit program, which is growing immensely. But here's what we're doing. We're training individuals for the workforce, which means employers are telling us, this is what we need.
Yes.
And that kind of an exchange, and that's, we're not Penn State, we're not running a national institution here. We're looking at northeastern Pennsylvania. So you mentioned the nursing program, but 75% of the plumbers are going to retire in the next 3 or 4 years. We need plumbers. We need electricians. So these are fields that we're very engaged in to make sure that we stay on top of everything that's needed.
It's so true. And we're looking at, and that's the thing that excites me about the community college, and why I dedicated many, many hours, along with our other board members, okay, who you know very well. But we were looking at the area and the needs and how they felt. Today, there are many job opportunities that people are just dying for them to come in, okay?
Yeah, yes.
And you know that through your assessments, correct?
Absolutely. There are more jobs today than there are people to fill them.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's totally different than it was even 10 years ago. So as a result, our obligation is, whether it's Hazleton, Scranton, Watsontown, Pittston, wherever it is, we need to know what the local chambers, what the local business people need, so that we not only in terms of the full-fledged program, Sam, but if someone tells us, I have this business or industry, and I need to have someone trained in these skills, we can tweak our curriculum, even go right into the industry and do the training right there.
That's right.
So that is how a community college, and the most important name is community.
That's it.
That's how a community college delivers, and delivers for the people who need it.
And we always wanted to keep that term community. We didn't want to turn into a four-year college. We have four-year colleges.
Yes.
And I only could say this, that if you have the opportunity, folks, if your child or a young adult is looking to better themselves or further educate themselves, there's many opportunities. You can contact your community college, Luzerne County Community College. I'm going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the campus itself and then how all of these things expanded, which absolutely is like incredible to me, because we had one campus there in Luzerne County. And I know when in the different areas, in Scranton or whatever, and people will come up to me and say, I went to Luzerne Community College, and then I went on to King's, and I went on to different colleges. We want to talk about those relationships we have with those other colleges. Stay with us, we'll be back after this. Welcome back to the Sam Lesante Show, folks. Folks, remember, 24/7 SSPTV.com. All of our local neighborhood programmings are on the website, or if you don't have cable, which you should, we're on YouTube. Just search SSP TV or Samson Productions and hit shows, and you'll see all the shows we produce. I want to thank all of those people who have sent us great emails, and the viewers we have in Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, Clark Summit, Pottsville, Hazleton, outside of Harrisburg. You know, we're covering all the systems now, and I really appreciate the fact that we're producing neighborhood programs. The reason we're producing these shows is, example, the show today, I have Tom Leary, who is the president of the Luzerne County Community College, to inform you what's available to you. So continuing on, when I look at the campus today, and as we're talking, we'll be showing some video of the campus, it's amazing. I can't, you were on 70, we got you on in 77, right?
Yes.
And when you look, it's just, tell us about the campus and then every other place we went into.
Well, first of all, it's a beautiful campus.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
And the move in 1974 from Wilkes-Barre to Nanticoke provided the opportunity to develop this campus. So in addition to the 8 original buildings, we have now expanded on the campus itself to about 14 buildings. We're downtown in the Health Sciences Center and the Culinary Institute on Main Street. We have a public safety training institute to train individuals for both in the fire and safety and EMT training and law enforcement. We just graduated a class for the Wilkes-Barre Police Academy that are going to be serving as police officers just a couple of weeks ago. Then, as we were on the campus, we realized that for many of our students, the opportunity for close proximity to home, because we have a lot of adult learners, we have young people who transportation could be an issue, that we really needed to expand regionally. We needed to establish educational centers. And for example, Hazleton is one. I mean, Hazleton, we have approximately 500 students, and we're going to be entering our 20th year in Hazleton. And I wanted to mention, this fall, we're going to be having a major celebration to celebrate that, to recognize that 20 years of Hazleton and our contribution here. But in addition to that, we've gone to Scranton, Berwick, Shamokin, Pittston, Wilkes-Barre. I mean, we are in all of these sites right now providing educational opportunities to the citizens in those communities. That is something that is so important. We have learned from talking with our students who are enrolled there. That's important for them to have that close proximity to their higher education. So our campus has expanded incredibly over the last many years, and our centers now are providing another additional opportunity for students to engage in higher education.
Now you have registrations throughout the year, okay?
Yes.
For example, starting this year, when is your registration start?
Classes begin on January 21st for the spring semester, so we're registering. I just left the campus. You know, we had 50 to 75 students coming in to register right now. So we'll be registering every day, right through until we start classes on the 21st.
And then when's your next registration?
Our next registration kicks in March.
Okay.
And it kicks in March for the summer and for the fall. So we have ongoing.
So I'm looking, I don't have the opportunity right now, but I'm interested in March or April. I'd like to do something. Do I still have an opportunity of getting classes? Can I get something?
Yes. You can register in person at the main campus. You can register online, or you can register at one of our centers. You can walk into the Hazleton Center today, and they will provide you with the necessary information. It takes about 15 minutes to actually enroll at Luzerne County Community College.
All right, so now let's assume that I'm looking at a career and I want, I'm interested in culinary arts, or I'm interested in plumbing, or I'm interested in electric, you know, and I want to zero in on that. How does that work?
How does it work?
Yeah.
You fill out an application for admission.
Yeah.
Again, on paper or online. We will send you a letter of acceptance. In that letter of acceptance, we will actually schedule you to come in and take a test. And here's what the test is all about. It's to measure your competency and skill for that particular area that you're interested in. Right. So it's to really help you. It's not an admissions test, it's a placement test. Then from there, we provide you with the financial aid information you need to have. We register you, you're off and running.
Now here's a shocker for you folks, okay? We have so much talent sitting around in northeastern Pennsylvania. You don't have to be 18, 20, 21. You could be 40, you could be 50, you could be 60 years old. And you have the opportunity, folks, of really growing instead of just sitting around and wasting your talents. I know, Tom, we have a ton of people out there that have the talents to go into maybe plumbing or electrical or culinary, and the age is no factor, am I correct?
The age is no factor. We're the largest college in northeastern Pennsylvania. There are 13 colleges and universities. Our average age is 28, which means, as you just mentioned, Sam, we have students who are enrolled in their 40s and 50s who are pursuing their education. Think about this. If you woke up this morning and said, I'm 40 years of age, I'm really not happy with what I'm doing right now. I want to change direction. What could be a better fit than coming to a community college which has such a diverse program offering at a very reasonable tuition, doing it full-time or part-time? You don't have to quit that job. You could do it on a part-time basis, which is fine, and giving yourself this opportunity to make a change. If you're 40 years of age, there's a great likelihood, given where we're headed in this world, you're going to be working for the next 30 or 35 years. Wouldn't you like to spend your time and energy every day doing something that you enjoy doing? I'll give you an illustration of this. Several years ago, a major industrial complex in this area closed. It laid off about 250 workers. We went in and we sat down and we spoke to many of those individuals. It was a very heart-wrenching situation because many of them had worked for this place for almost 20 years. Once we got through offering them free tuition for one semester, and we still have that in place. If you lose your full-time job, Luzerne County Community College will provide you with free tuition for one full semester. That's a community obligation that we feel we have, and we wanted to provide. But when it was all said and done, I talked with some of these individuals who lost their full-time job. They said they were so happy as a result that happened in their life, even though they found it devastating at first, because they actually they're now engaged in something that they always wanted to do, but they were afraid of doing it because they thought they were going to lose their their means of living.
Sure.
So my message to anyone listening, if you're thinking about education, look at Luzerne County Community College and give yourself this opportunity to enjoy what you're doing every day.
In addition to that, okay, folks, you know, when you're talking about a new venture, and I don't care what age you are, and you get to the campus or you go to different campuses out there, you're with a lot of different people, young, old, you know, female, male, and you be able to socialize, and it's like a different kind of atmosphere.
Oh, Sam, you know, in addition, the classroom is extremely important.
Yeah.
You know, and as president of a college, I say that, and in complete honesty, but the social dimension,
yes,
the opportunity to get to meet other people, having such a diverse population. I see individuals sitting in our food service area, in our cafeteria, an 18-year-old talking to a 40-year-old.
Yes.
The 18-year-old's coming out of high school, he may be helping that person, she's looking at algebra and she's
Yes.
being challenged,
Yes.
but now she's turning around, she's
Yes.
saying, let me talk to you about some life experiences. So that is the engagement.
Priceless.
That really is. It is priceless.
Absolutely priceless. I saw that when I went there, when we on the campus, and I saw the elderly people talking to young people and they're conversing back and forth. It was just a great relationship. Before we wrap this show up, folks, all this information is on the screen, so there should be the registration and all you need. We do have affiliations with other colleges,
Yes.
correct? So how does that work?
Yes, I'm glad you mentioned that, Sam, because we're very proud of what we've been able to accomplish, particularly in the last several years. We have partnerships with four-year colleges and universities: King's College, Wilkes University, Misericordia, University of Scranton, Marywood, Bloomsburg, so on and so forth, about 35 agreements. We call them dual admission agreements. When you apply to Luzerne County Community College after you're enrolled in your first semester, first year, you make a decision that I want to go to a particular college. This agreement allows you the following. Number one, you're guaranteed full transfer of credits. Number two, you're guaranteed transfer into the program of your choice. Number three, you're provided with a scholarship ranging anywhere from $3,000 to $14,000 in your junior and senior year.
Wow.
So think about this.
Wow.
And it doesn't have to be limited to one college. If you want to sign 2 or 3 agreements, you can do this. You can shop around and sign up. But that affordability factor that I mentioned earlier, think how much money you can save by starting at a community college and ending up with a 4-year degree. And if then you're a graduate of 2 colleges, you have an associate degree, you have a bachelor's degree, and that's where I think these agreements have provided so many to pursue their higher education who otherwise might not have had the opportunity. So I encourage anyone who's looking at staying home, going to college, look at these agreements, look at the colleges and universities. I'm very grateful to the presidents and the leaders and the faculty of those colleges and universities for having these partnerships.
What a great testimonial, folks, for the Luzerne County Community College to be able to get all these colleges to agree to what he just said. That's a great testimony as to how great the college is. This has been a fun show for me, Tom. It brings back a lot of great memories, and I'm so proud of everything that's going on. And I tell you, I spoke to some former board trustees, and they're just tickled pink, and you're doing a great job. Keep it up,
Thank you,
Tom.
sir. I appreciate it, Sam. I appreciate the opportunity. It's always good to be with you.
Folks, remember, the registrations are up there. You can call them anytime. Information's available. Don't waste your talents. Get out and do something and be creative. We'll see you next time.